After 8 years in a coma due to injuries suffered in a terrible accident, Bob Biswas, this time played by Abhishek Bachchan, is discharged from the hospital. However, he has no memory of his wife Mary or their children, son Benny and daughter Minnie from Mary's previous marriage. Before he even gets to settle down into his newfound life, Bob is forcibly taken away by some shady cops and effectively ordered to return to work as an assassin. He unwittingly becomes a part of the Kolkata underground and gets involved in the schemes of drug traffickers, corrupt cops and their henchmen. In another subplot, Inspector Indira Verma, played by Tina Desai, who happens to be following the killing of a criminal and his accomplices outside a CD bar, comes to suspect Bob as one of the characters behind the triple murder. What happens next is for the viewers to see, but that's the plot of Bob Biswas in a nutshell. Bob Biswas, the film, is a spin-off of the much-acclaimed 2012 thriller Kahaani, written and directed by Sujoy Ghosh. In Kahaani, Bob Biswas, who was played by an excellent Saswata Chatterji, was seen in a supporting role as a small-time insurance agent who works as a contract killer on the loose. When the main character played by Vidya Balan becomes one of his targets, Bob first tries to scare her into leaving Kolkata, but eventually suffers a horrific accident where he is presumed dead. Sujoy Ghosh's best work to date, Kahaani, now gets a sequel, and we get to know about the story of Bob Biswas, the unlikely assassin whose catchphrase was "Ek minute" before he took out a gun and dispensed with his target. In the original film, Saswata Chatterji spent not more than 10 minutes on screen, but he became so popular that his character still resides in public memory. It would be safe to say that after Vidya Balan, the second most favorite character from Kahaani was indeed Bob Biswas. Before we go ahead, I'd like to say thank you to all my viewers who are still watching. I know it's super annoying to hear the words like and subscribe, but that's the only way I get to know that I'm on the right path. So, dear viewers, only and only if you think my videos add some value to your time, please smash the like and subscribe buttons. Moving on, we also have to first understand why Bob Biswas became so popular in the first place. The reason behind it is that Bob Biswas was completely inoffensive and nondescript in nature. If someone passed him by on the street, he would not draw any attention to himself, which is an enviable quality for a contract killer. The sequel provides a chance to explore the character of Bob Biswas further, and the good part is that Sujoy Ghosh tries to weave a narrative around the intrinsic nature of a cold-blooded killer. When he wakes up from a coma, Bob Biswas questions himself whether he's a good person or a bad person. He still has muscle memory of handling a gun, and he presses the trigger instinctively. But he also finds that he now has a reason to quit his job and settle down in a quiet place with his wife and his family. Unfortunately, the film does not answer some of the most important questions like who is Bob Biswas and how did he become a killer. Those questions are tossed aside as Bob Biswas now turns into a hero from a villain. The film then is a slow build-up towards Bob Biswas's transformation, but if you have seen films with the same theme, you would find it easy to guess that it's easier said than done. It's hard to walk away from the consequences of one's past actions, and this is one of the main themes of the film. The film itself has a slow burn rhythm and there are small bursts of action interrupting it, which I thought made for a good watch. For fans of thrillers, some portions of the film are eminently watchable and quite gripping as well. One of the strong points of the film is the use of dark humor. When Bob Biswas is quizzed by his wife where he has been, he replies, "Kachra fekhne gaya tha," after disposing of an annoying neighbor. The fact that Bob Biswas is a life insurance agent and he deals in death is also one of the delicious ironies of the film. The back alleys of Kolkata, some of the worn-out nightclub scenes, and even the songs playing in the background recreate the uneasy energy of Kahaani and sets the mood and tonality of the film quite well. Moving on to performances, Abhishek Bachchan has clearly worked hard at looking like the original Bob. He has a paunch, a grey patch in the middle of his head, a deliberate gait and thick glasses, just like the original Bob Biswas. And he also does a good job of exuding menace when it is required. It would be fair to say that this is one of his best performances. Ever since he has made a comeback with Man Marziyan, Abhishek has impressed with his choices, be it Ludo or now Bob Biswas. The most interesting character in the film though happens to be an elderly man called Kalida who runs a pharmacy full of potions. He is played by Bengali veteran Paran Bandopadhyay like a mythical figure, the bridge between good and evil, and he even provides important life advice to Bob Biswas. His encounters with Bob form the highlights of the film, and he's like the new Bob Biswas to this film as the old Bob Biswas was to the original film Kahaani. I wasn't really that impressed with the rest of the cast, which includes Chitrangada Singh and a cameo from Purab Kohli. Assamese actor Pabitra Rabha has a small role and he does well, but the chief villain played by Kaushik Raj Chakrabarti is a disappointment. The director, who happens to be Sujoy Ghosh's daughter, Diya Annapurna, gives a good account for herself in her first film. The neo-noir storyline penned by Sujoy Ghosh himself is aided by cinematographer Garrick Sarkar's darker tones, which reminds us of similar hues used in Kahaani. The music for the film isn't outstanding, but Bianca Gomez's Tu To Gaya Re, composed by Vishal Shekhar, remains a standout performer and is often repeated while Bob Biswas is busy playing the role of Yamraj. My concluding thoughts about Bob Biswas are that this is a sequel that adds value to the original. Unlike Bunty or Bubbly 2, which released only a few weeks ago and was driven by the desire to mint money by piggybacking on the original, Abhishek Bachchan continues to prove that he has taken the right path by picking roles that challenge him as an actor. Sujoy Ghosh's screenplay has room for a couple of wonderfully quirky characters like Kalida. The use of dark humor adds the required irony to the script, and of course, there is atmospheric Kolkata, which was used to great effect in Kahaani as well. The only negative to the film is that its ending becomes predictable when genre conventions finally take over and it ceases to be a character-driven drama. I'm going to go with 3.5 stars out of 5 for Bob Biswas. So that's a wrap, guys, and I hope you've enjoyed listening to my review of Bob Biswas. Let me know in the comments below what are your thoughts on the movie. If you think that this review was helpful, please hit the subscribe button and hit the bell icon to get notified for future reviews. Finally, if you did like my video, please do smash that like button. See you guys in the next one.